Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. It's the world famous Bottom of the Stream movie show.
It is indeed.
We are on our never ending quest to trawl the bottom of the stream on Netflix and try to find some diamonds in the rough, some hidden gems, some hidden pirate gold, if you will.
Indeed. Why not?
And sometimes we do, and
Most
sometimes
of the times we don't.
it's just an absolute shit sandwich.
Shit porridge, that's what it is.
Yeah, quite.
So this week we dived down to the bottom of the stream and we came back up with a film called The Trip, otherwise known as Ayandi Dega, which means in bad days in Norwegian, because this film is from Norway.
Yeah.
It was released in 2021.
It's a little baby film.
It's 15. It runs for 1 hour and 53 minutes, so not a little baby film. And it's currently rated at 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
High.
I mean,
High for us.
it is high for us, but it's got a certain caliber to it.
Yep.
In both, we've got a director who's got good form historically.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a
And
budget here as well.
It's got Noomi Rapace in it.
Yeah.
She's a proper
Actress.
star.
Yeah, 100%. There's a budget here. There's money's been spent on this film.
Yeah.
To make it look like it looks.
Yeah.
But the name The Trip is right, because this film is a trip. It doesn't make any sense to the film, but
But they're on a trip. They're away from home, aren't they?
Okay.
It's a
In Bad Days is a better name.
Yeah, it is. This is a basic lazy title for the English speaking viewer.
Yeah.
You could have done better. And then I always think, like, when this sort of thing happens and you've got a director who has directed English language movies,
Yeah.
and he's decided his movie is called In Bad Days. Is he signed off on? Oh, for the English, we'll call it The Trip.
Don't know.
Or
Who
does
makes
the
that
studio
decision?
get to decide that? And
Who makes that decision? I don't know.
is that the sort of thing that leads to arguments? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like Nick just said, this film stars Noomi Rapace. She plays a character called Lisa. She's appeared on this show before. She was a star in What Happened to Monday.
Yeah.
She played 7 characters in that
did.
film. Most famous probably for the Girl in the Dragon Tattoo film.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also stars Aksel.
She was in the newer Alien movies.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. Also stars a guy called Aksel Hennie. He plays Lars. Most famously, he was in The Martian with Matt Damon. Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Yes. And The Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay.
He's in that. I love the Cloverfield films. He's in that. Written and directed by a guy called Tommy Wirkola. He directed What Happened to Monday. It's his second appearance on Bottom of the Stream. And most famously, though, he probably is most famous for directing Dead Snow 1 and 2.
Yeah. That's how he got his start, made his name, if you will.
Yes. Very famous horror films. Do you have a one-word review of The Trip, Nick?
It's just a lovely weekend away.
Okay. I wouldn't call it lovely, but yeah, it's a weekend away. You can just say no some weeks if you want.
No, I don't want to.
Where does this film start, Nick?
I did nearly have a play on words involving Noomi Rapace's last name and then decided it was not fit for broadcast.
Oh, yeah, okay. I get it. We'll get there. Where does this film start, Nick?
There's a couple in bed.
There is.
And oh my days, there's a bombshell dropped. Because the lady of said couple reveals to her husband that she has been having an affair with his brother.
Yep.
But his brother's dead.
Yes.
Also, she's pregnant.
Yep.
And it's his dead brother's baby.
Yes.
We pan back and we're on a TV set.
Yeah, we're on a film set.
You could tell straight away because this is like you knew you were on a soap opera type Days of Our Lives. It's like we're on Norwegian Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, it was Norwegian soap opera.
Yeah.
We're on this set because our main character Lars is a director. He's a TV director, and he's making the show. He's happy with it. He tells both the actors in that scene that he's happy with that scene. I think he's mainly just because he's bored and he wants to go home.
Yeah. Although he stops his actress, doesn't he, on the way out, and she's like, "Well, I want some feedback. How's my performance? All this sort of actory stuff.
Give me some feedback."
And Lars says, Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm going away for the weekend.
Yep.
With my wife, my lovely wife, Lisa.
Who I'm very happy with.
Yeah. And she's told me that while we're away, she wants to do this hike.
Yeah.
But it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, she wants to do it on her own, and it's. I'm just wanted to let you know it's dangerous.
Dangerous.
And the actress is like, "What are you telling me?"
Yeah. Okay.
And he's very deliberately
telling her this.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Then he leaves the set. He goes to see his dad, who's in a retirement village, retirement home. And basically tells his dad exactly the same thing.
He does. His dad's a real caricature, I find. Because his dad was like, fucking all young people, you're shit.
Yeah, basically.
You know, you need a good war.
He does actually say that at one point. He's like, you're the first generation.
It is a caricature, but I have known people like this. You need a good war, that'll sort you out. You know what a real strife is then.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, by the way, get a real job.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all like that, isn't he? But he tells his dad the same story. They're going up to this cabin.
Yeah.
Lisa said she might want to do this hike on her own. It's quite dangerous.
Yeah.
And at this point, you're like, well, he's obviously going to kill his wife.
Yeah.
We already know this by 2 minutes into the film. Then he goes to a hardware store just to confirm the fact that he's going to kill his wife.
He buys rope.
Buys a rope, a hammer, and a saw.
Yeah.
Goes home. Goes to pick up Lisa because they're going straight away. Lisa's friend is just leaving as he gets home.
Yes.
She walks past him and says, "Enjoy your hunt. Have a nice hunt."
Yeah.
So
and
at that point, you're like, he doesn't
click.
acknowledge it at all.
Like, what?
But that's the point where we're thinking, Lisa's maybe planning the same thing. Then there's some lovely drone shots I've written.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful scenery, as you would expect from this part of the world.
So it's a montage of them travelling to this cottage, cabin in the woods.
There's some like pretty cool Norwegian rock music going on. I quite like the soundtrack to this.
Yeah, it's got a good soundtrack. I have a nitpick at this point.
Okay, what's your nitpick?
My nitpick is that on the lovely drone shots, they're on the road on their own.
Yeah.
And then when you cut back into the car, there's a car following them. And then you go back on the drone shots and they're on their own again. It's a good nitpick. I thought so. They look like they absolutely hate each other. You can tell by their acting that they're not fans of each other.
I think this is a compliment.
Yeah.
These two fucking stress me out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is like when my kids are having a bad day.
Yeah.
And they've spent too much time together. And you're just like, you can see it.
Bubbling under the surface.
And brewing. And then something, it could be a tiny little thing that sets it off eventually.
Yeah.
Everything just explodes.
Yeah.
And I think this is a compliment because that's exactly what these characters are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
They fucking hate each other.
They do, and you can see
very sweary today. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
It's fine. They argue a lot in this journey, but eventually she's like, she calls him an amazing director.
Yeah.
And he says, "We both know that's bullshit," and then start laughing. So there's something still there.
She's like, "You're a shit director," and he's like, "Well, you can't get a job.
Yeah,
you're an actress who can't get a job.
You just do erection adverts or whatever." And then they arrive at the cabin. Lovely little place in the woods. Sounds like a lovely place to go on holiday.
Lakeside, no less.
Yeah, very much so.
Picturesque.
Yeah. So we get a bit of another montage of them settling in. There's a settling in montage.
They're kind of doing a bit of tidying up.
Yeah.
And again, for the eagle-eyed viewer, not all is well here.
No.
Because the alarm is disabled.
Yeah.
And there's cornflakes on the floor.
Yes.
I was like, is that girl from 8 Remains in here? You know, the one who just mainlined cornflakes.
She overdosed on cornflakes, didn't she? Randomly at that point, Lars goes out to cut the grass.
Yeah, doing some
as soon as he gets there, he starts some maintenance. There's a habit in this film of, maybe it's another nitpick, of dropping in something that comes back later on in the film.
He does say it's his dad's cabin now, and no one gets up there as much as they used to.
The lawnmower becomes relevant later on. Yeah. The cornflakes on the floor, because there's a lot.
Chekhov's lawnmower.
It is. It's exactly what it is. He even at one point says, "Nothing's going up my ass this weekend."
Yeah.
Something. No spoilers, but something goes up his ass this week.
His favourite sweater's missing.
Yes.
Which I thought was not. It wasn't weird that his sweater was missing. I thought it was weird that this man has a jumper that he only wears
when he's in that cabin.
When he's on at this cabin.
I think that's
got
fine.
A kit.
You have like a holiday attire. You become this guy when you're on holiday.
okay, I thought it was a bit odd.
It is a bit odd, but I kind of get it, I think. But they disagree on absolutely everything. One will say this is black, the other one will argue that it's white.
Yes, they argue about cooking, don't they?
Yeah.
Because
Lars is very particular when it comes to his cooking. He's cooking them a nice steak, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like, you're cutting the mushrooms too thick. She's like, why don't you just that's too much salt on the steak, and then he won't touch it because he's really squeamish.
Yeah, he can't touch raw meat, so
she just like picks it up and slams it.
Yeah, because he's trying to pick it up with 2 forks and he can't do it. And
the guy is neither of them are likable.
No,
but he's a drip. This guy,
Lars is really unlikable.
Yeah. It might end up being one of my main nitpicks with this movie. How unlikable these guys are.
Yes, I feel like Lisa was a little bit more likable than Lars.
Yes.
But
I agree.
It is an issue with the film that you just don't care about them. You just don't care what happens to them because they're both not good people.
Yeah.
Then they play some Scrabble.
Yeah, they argue about that.
I don't know. You wouldn't have noticed, but on the IMDb trivia, I read that they're playing it in Norwegian. Obviously, it's a Norwegian film, and the words "dead" and "snow" are on there.
Oh, cool.
Which I thought was quite cool. She then says, before they finish their game of Scrabble, she's like, "Right, I'm going to bed." And he's like, "Okay, we'll finish this tomorrow." It's not like it's Monopoly. Scrabble game don't last that long, do they?
No, he says, "Do you want me to put it away?"
Yeah.
Or are we carrying on in the morning because you're miles behind?
Yeah.
And he's like, even though he just has to rub it in.
Just
and
has to be a twat.
Yeah.
Next day, we wake up the next morning. He's out with a duffel bag.
Yeah.
Collecting some rocks.
He's picking rocks.
Picking rocks, as you do. She's having a relax in a hammock.
She's learning lines because she got an audition next week, hasn't she, when they get back home?
He takes his bag of rocks and stashes them on the boat.
Yeah.
There's a boat on the lake. And then he goes and unpacks his rope and his saw and his hammer. Because he's up to something.
Yeah.
Clearly. She kind of twigs him picking up rocks and she's like, what on earth is he doing? Then he has a few drinks. There's a bit of vodka for courage.
Yeah, he's in the kitchen. Yeah, he takes a couple of short ones. And you hear Lisa sort of say, Lars, I need some help.
Yeah, come in here. So he's got the hammer with him. He's got this massive claw hammer in his hand.
Got his Norwegian courage.
So he does. She calls him in. He goes into her. He sneaks up behind her. And
she's like pottering around on a table.
Doing something, yeah.
And Lars raises the hammer.
Yeah, because he's about to murder his wife.
And I thought the score was very good here.
Yeah.
It really ratcheted up.
Yeah.
And he goes to strike her.
Yeah,
his
absolutely.
arm starts to move down.
Yeah.
And fantastic reflexes from Lisa.
Yeah.
She spins round and she tasers the living fuck out of Lars.
She really does. And then it's your first real comedy moment in the film because the way he takes it is very humorous.
It's very...
He's like...
Yeah, it is very cartoony.
It is. It's like...
Wile E. Coyote.
I was going with Marv in the Home Alone.
Yeah, it is. It's very Home Alone.
Skeleton
yeah.
And yeah, so she tases him. And when he wakes up, he's tied to a chair in the lounge, in the kitchen.
He cannot move.
He can't move. He's tied to the chair. She confronts him. She's like, why on earth have you got this massive hammer?
Yeah, he says, I was going to fix the roof.
Yeah, I was going to fix the shingles on the roof. But she's seen the ropes. She's seen the rocks.
Well, she presents them on the table.
Yeah, she knows exactly
why have you got a rope? Why have you got a saw?
And then she goes out and fetches a shotgun.
Yeah.
She's like, I've got this shotgun. And she guesses his whole plan.
I liked this bit.
Yeah,
she then just basically stands in front of them and says, I tell you what you're going to do with all this.
Yeah.
And absolutely just reads his plan out to him.
Nails his plan completely. Yeah. Exactly what he was going to do.
And she even says, I know you were picking rocks. You were going to drown me in the lake.
Yeah. But she says, the only thing I've not figured out is what the saw's for.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I was... Because he doesn't admit it straight away, but then once she gets it, he's like, well, I was going to cut you up because it'd be easier to tie you down underwater.
And she just creases with laughter.
She bursts out laughing. She's like, you can't even pick up a steak, and yet you're going to saw me up into pieces and bury me in the lake. She wants to know his motive.
Yeah.
She's like, why would you want to kill me? I want to kill you, but why would you want to kill me? And he calls her a two-timing whore because...
She's been sleeping with...
He
accuses her of sleeping with Diego from acting classes.
Yeah.
And she doesn't hesitate at all and says, yeah, fair cop.
She didn't know that he knew, but she completely admitted it.
She says, well, you know, I've got to because you're like Mr. Two Pumps and Fall Asleep.
Yeah, she's not nice to him. And then she tells him her plan. So she's like, this is what I was going to do.
Yeah.
It's much more clever than what you were going to do.
We're on a hunting trip.
We get a bit of a flashback to her telling her mate earlier, the mate that was at the house, that they were going hunting. So she was planting that into her head. And she was going to accidentally shoot him while they were out hunting.
Yeah.
So, and he calls her a horrible actress. Again.
Yeah, he says the only reason that wouldn't work is because no one would fucking believe you
because you can't act. They argue a lot more. They call each other talentless a lot.
It was a good scene, this, across the table.
It was, yeah. They were just across the table like we are now, just barreling at each other. It was great. And she eventually hits him in the face with the stock of the shotgun. Just as she's about to shoot him, she gets hit on the back of the head by a spade.
Yeah.
Because another dude walks in.
Yeah, see, and it's a guy who we've just seen in the flashback. Yeah. It's their gardener /
handyman dude.
I'm confused at this point by the tone of this movie because it's not really gone comedy.
No.
Yet. But there's been a couple of little hints. And I think when this guy turned up, the third player to this game turned up, I think that marked quite a shift in the tone.
Yes,
and we did go, certainly for the next 10 minutes there while he's in it, it's a lot more comedic, isn't it?
Yeah, there's lots of different types of comedy, and this film lurches between all of them. So at some points it's dark comedy, which is probably where we've been so far.
Yeah.
Then it goes really juvenile comedy at parts.
Yeah.
Then it's just dark at some parts. And it doesn't quite know where it sits in the comedy lexicon.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's not... It lurches,
It does. It does. The tone is all over the place. Anyway, we meet this guy. This guy's called Victor. He bashes Lisa over the back of the head. Lars says, "What took you so long?" As if he was expecting it to be there the whole time.
And then we get a cut to 5 days earlier.
Yes. And basically, Lars he has a plan. He's telling the gardener his plan. He needs the gardener on board because he couldn't do the cutting up bit himself.
Yeah, he says, "I'll kill her."
Yeah.
But I need you to cut her up.
I can't do that. I'm too squeamish to do that.
He says her life insurance is worth 1 million
krona.
Yeah. And I will split it 50-50 with you.
Yeah.
If you
help me out.
So that is the plan.
That is the plan. Now we are back we're in the basement this time, and now she's tied up to the chair. There's a lot of scenes in this film where people are tied to a chair.
Yes, there are.
It happens a lot. She's now tied up to the chair in the basement. Lars wants to know why she wants to kill him now, because she knows why. I'm going to get well confused now. He knows her motive. She knows his motive.
Yep.
He wants to know her motive now. And he says, "You're an irresponsible gambling addict who's talentless garbage." That's what she describes him as. And she says, "We're 2 months from losing everything.
Yeah.
We've not got any money. If things keep going the way they are, we're going to lose everything in 2 months.
Yeah.
So you need to go because I need your money."
She wants the life insurance.
She wants the life insurance. They both wanted each other's life insurance.
Victor confirms again out loud he's here to cut her up.
Yep. Victor has no filter.
No. He says, "I'm getting 500 grand for this."
Yeah. And that makes Lisa's eyes light up.
This was a nice
It was a really clever scene.
A small twist.
Yeah.
But really effective, I thought.
Victor's
really drove the story.
Victor's really on Lars's side. This is Lars's assistant. Lisa, with one line, flips that because she says, "My life insurance policy is worth 3 million."
Yeah.
And that triggers Victor to go, "What the fuck? Why am I only getting 500,000? And just as she says that, Lars sticks a rag in her mouth so she can't talk anymore.
Yeah, and then Victor says the shotgun on Lars and says, whoa, I'd quite like to listen to what she's got to say now.
Yeah, exactly. And then they start a bidding war to try and get Victor's assistance. So they're both offering him more and more money to the point where eventually he's getting all the money.
Yeah.
At one point. Lars twigs that. He wrestles him for the gun, eventually gets the gun.
There's a man scuffle.
Yeah. Lisa manages to break free. She pulls her arms out of her restraints. Yeah. Lars and Victor are having a scuffle over this shotgun, and it eventually ends with Victor getting his hand blown off.
Yeah.
He puts his hand over the barrel of a shotgun, which you just don't do, and Lars spots that and pulls the trigger. Victor at this point gets up. He's like, "Right, well, this is over. I'm going to hospital now.
Yeah, he sort of
So he's
makes
like-
a run for
He
it.
makes a run for it. And
Everyone's panicking.
everyone's
There's a lot
panicking.
of
There's a
blood.
lot of commotion going on. There's a lot of chaos going on. Lisa's screaming.
Lisa
Lars is
says to
screaming.
Lars, "Do
something. Stop him."
Stop him.
So
'Cause
Lars-
we're gonna be in trouble."
Lars stops him.
Yeah.
He shoots him with the shotgun from behind.
And this was the first bit of real slapstick
Yes.
because he shot him, and the guy flew down the corridor, smacked his head on the door frame.
I laughed.
Yeah, me too.
I properly laughed
Yeah.
at his death. And I don't laugh at films very often, as we know, but it really made me laugh. Because it came out of nowhere. He's like wheeling down the corridor
Yeah.
like he's been
It
pulled
was the way he
by
just cracked his
Vecna
head
or
on the
something.
door frame.
Yeah.
It was-
But Victor's done. Victor's dead. Victor is our first body in this film.
Lisa's like, "What the hell
What the
did
actual
you do
fuck?
that for?"
Yeah.
And he says, "You told me to."
Yeah.
She said, "No, I said stop him."
You
I didn't say
shoot
murder
him.
the guy.
Yeah. And then, well, Lars is like, well, I've killed one now. I might as well kill you.
Yeah.
Turns the shotgun on her.
Shoot, pulls the trigger
Pulls the trigger, yeah. It doesn't go off.
because he's just shot someone,
Yeah,
and that's
and
how
there's-
shotguns work.
Yeah, there's only 2 bullets in a shot, or 2 shells in a shotgun. So he hits her in the face instead. She grabs a knife from the kitchen and manages to stab him through the foot, which doesn't appear to have any ill effects on him for the rest of the film.
No, that's a good point because he takes quite a beating, and the foot's never mentioned again.
There are a few superheroes in this film.
Yes,
There's
there certainly are.
yeah. But yeah, that's the first one where I was like, he's not even limping at any point during this film, but he has just been stabbed through to the point where the knife sticks him to the floor. It's gone all the way through his foot and into the floor,
Yeah.
and he can't get it out. Then they're fighting all around the house, just like basically beating the crap out of each other. And they end up in the bedroom,
They do.
and they're both wrestling over this shotgun, who can get the shotgun. And the shotgun goes off
Yeah,
while
she
they're fighting
fires into the ceiling.
into the ceiling, and then the ceiling screams.
Yes, it does.
They're like, and they both stop suddenly because they're like, what the fuck was that? Somebody is in the roof of this house who's just been shot. And then all of a sudden, 3 people fall through the ceiling onto them.
They do.
So the ceiling gives
Knock them
way
out.
and they are unconscious. Lisa and Lars are unconscious, and we've got 3 guys standing above them who have just been in the ceiling for some reason.
Yeah. And then the movie cuts, and we get another caption on the screen. 3 days earlier.
Yep.
And we have got... Now, if you were eagle-eyed,
Yeah.
I don't know if you would spotted this. I did spot this. When Lars was talking to his dad
I did spot this.
in the care home, there was... We didn't hear it.
Nope.
But there was definitely a news bulletin on the TV because the mugshots of 3 criminals were displayed.
Correct.
That
did spot
just so happens to be these 3 people who have fallen through the ceiling.
Yes.
And we are now seeing them in a flashback running through the woods.
Yeah, basically, this is Roy, Peter, and Dave. 3 very Norwegian names.
Yeah.
They're running through the forest. They've got prison uniforms on.
It's just a travelling montage.
Yeah, basically.
Them
it's
escaping.
them trying to escape from wherever they've escaped from. And they stumble upon a cabin that is deserted. There's nobody there.
Just before that, Roy eats a load of berries.
Oh, he
'cause
does?
he's
Yeah,
hungry,
that's relevant.
And the other 2 say
What, you eating poison berries for?
they could be anything.
They could be
don't eat
anything.
them.
Don't eat berries. No, the first thing you learn as a child is don't eat berries from a tree. But they stumble on this deserted cabin. So they go in.
Roy disables the alarm.
Roy disables the alarm. It looks like he's going to do something really techie.
Yeah.
And then he just hits it with a rock and the alarm goes off. Then he starts eating cornflakes from a box. So we know now we're in the same cabin.
They get changed. They have time to get changed out of their prison
uniforms. And
but that's it.
Yeah.
Because then we've suddenly got Lars and Lisa.
Yeah, they're like, we'll stay here for a few days, regroup, get our acts together, eat some food, and then we'll be off. And then as soon as they say that, Lisa and Lars show up. So they have to escape to the attic.
Yeah.
And they hide up in the attic. That night, we stick with them for a bit. That night, Roy's in the attic with them. They're all trying to get some shut-eye.
And they watch. We see a couple of scenes of them watching Lisa and Lars through the floorboards.
Yeah.
As they're going about arguing and doing all
watching
this
them
stuff.
getting changed, that sort of thing. Roy has an upset stomach.
He does.
Because he's eaten these berries. He basically shits on the floor.
Yeah.
He drops trowel, shits on the floor in the corner of the attic. The other 2 are like, that's disgusting, that stinks.
Yeah, and I'm now like, well, this is
has taken
big
another
change of
turn.
tone.
We've gone juvenile all of a sudden. This is like juvenile teen comedy. Next morning, they're still in the attic. It still stinks. There's still shit all over the floor.
Yeah.
Suddenly, they hear a commotion going off.
Oh, we see Victor arrive
Yeah, we do see Victor arrive from their point of view. So we know where we're at in the timeline now. Then they hear a commotion going off. They can see the guys fighting in the bedroom below them. And then suddenly Roy gets shot in the ass by a shotgun.
Yeah.
And screams, falls over, cracks the floorboards, goes straight through the floorboards with the other two guys. And we're back up to date.
Cut to the basement.
Now Lisa and Lars are both tied up on chairs. So far we've had 4 people tied up on chairs.
Dave says...
Dave's an interesting character, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. Says that he recognises Lisa.
Yeah.
He's like, were you on that Viagra ad?
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was. Thanks for recognising me.
And suddenly Lisa and Lars start arguing again.
Of course they do.
And Petter tells them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Petter's like the leader, isn't he?
Yeah.
The de facto,
he's the older one.
He's the older. He's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And it turns out they're on the run from prison. They've escaped from prison. They've hiked through the forest for 2 days. Yeah. And they're after cash.
He says, we found a few hundred in your clothes.
Yeah, there's 1,000 we found in one of the sinks somewhere. In sinks? One of the cabinets somewhere.
Have you got? Is there any more cash
anywhere?
And we'll give us some cash, and we'll be on our way.
Lisa tells them where there is some more.
She says there's 2,000 more
somewhere
hidden
somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
And then Dave reveals that he's quite horny.
Oh yeah, he keeps like all the way because even when they're attic, he was like giving himself a little rub, wasn't he?
He's been in prison for years.
Yeah,
he's a horny boy.
And Petter says, well, exactly that. We've all been locked up.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to... Look, are we going to pass this opportunity up?
This is happening.
Everyone's horny here.
Everyone's horny. This is happening, people. Then...
And
this film takes a turn.
Yeah, because there's sort of Lars half-heartedly defending Lisa. Obviously, she's... And to be fair, Noomi Rapace is doing some proper acting.
Yeah,
she's about to get raped.
She's terrified.
She's crying, everything. And then... I knew this joke was coming.
I liked what Lars says. Oh, I think you might enjoy this. I hope you enjoy this. I hope he's more than 2 pumps or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's like proper getting into it. And then the joke is here. You can tell it.
What's he called? What's Dave called?
Dave Horstick.
Horstick. That's it.
Queer Dave, they call him at one point.
Yeah.
And Dave Horstick. Because he's not interested in Lisa.
No.
He's all for Lars.
Yeah.
He wants Lars. Lars then obviously instantly starts freaking out.
Petter says, I've written this down. Don't worry, or maybe you should worry a little bit, because this is going to feel like 2 bodybuilders shoving a fire hydrant up there.
Yeah, because Roy's a big guy. He's a big, old, meaty beef head of a guy. Nazi guy as well. He's covered in tattoos.
That's Roy. Dave's pretty big as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's Roy, but yeah. Roy's the one trying to hold him down, while Dave... Yeah.
They bend him over the pool table.
Lars is screaming... He's fighting, he's fretting.
It's like, again, it's proper snotty acting, isn't it? There's like stuff coming out of his face.
This isn't funny anymore.
This is, again, it's just a totally different tone.
You completely...
It's crossed from comedy to, fuck me, this is
horrible.
And it's because of the acting that Noomi Rapace and... can't remember the guy
Aksel,
who plays
Hennie
are doing, because they are acting it like they're about to be raped.
Yeah,
which they are.
Yeah, which is happening.
But it's a totally, and it's great acting, but it's totally a different tone from 5 minutes ago and 5 minutes before.
Your 2 guys who are about to do the rape are also acting like they're about to do a rape.
Yeah.
This isn't funny anymore. This is like deadly serious. These people are about to get raped by Dave Horstick. And... I was watching this, like, I'm quite uncomfortable with that because the guy who plays Lars, especially, he was screaming, he was kicking, he was fighting. It was really quite harsh. It was really not good.
Yeah, he managed to like scramble away at one point.
Yeah,
but then they get
back, and you're like,
and I'm like, I think Petter says, like,
stop fighting it.
Trust me, it's easier if you just relax.
This is going to happen.
Yeah,
and Lars is begging. This film's taken a turn at this point. This is not the comedy film we were watching 2 minutes ago. Eventually, he manages to get away a little bit. Peter then pulls the gun on him and holds it right up to his head and pulls the trigger. But that gun's also empty.
Yeah, he's just laughing at him.
Yeah, he's just laughing at him. And then he's like, right.
They're laughing at the misery they're putting this
guy through. And then they're like, right. Peter's like, right, you can kiss my feet instead.
No, so Yes, you're right.
He does.
Yeah.
And which Lars then does. He's got his trousers around his knees. His arse is hanging out.
Yeah, a horse stick still behind him. His trousers down as well.
Then he makes him say that he's a little shit because they're just bullying this guy now. And then
he has to scream that out. Yeah.
He screams that out loud. And then after all of that, they go to rape him again.
Yeah, Peter's like, we're still going to do it, mate.
And I'm like, fuck me, this is like...
It's a long scene, isn't it?
It's a really long scene of a man screaming for his life. And then eventually Lisa stops it. Because it's even too much for her. She wanted to kill this guy.
Only just because you could tell. Because when they first reveal what they want to do to Lars, she almost smirks.
Yeah, she does.
She's like, you deserve this, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. She wanted to kill him. She didn't care that he's going to get raped.
And it's only because we've been through this quite horrific sort of ordeal for, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes of this film. She's right at the end, she decides to say, whoa, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Before you do that, I've got 125k in the bank.
Yeah.
I'll get that.
Yeah.
And you can have it. Just don't fuck my husband.
She's like, I've got a lot of money. It's yours. It's in the bank, so you'll have to take me there tomorrow.
No rape condition.
Yeah.
For either
of us. Yeah. You don't rape us over the next till the bank's open. You can have this 125 krona. 125,000 krona. Do you know how much 125,000 krona is?
Nope.
£10,000.
Okay.
It's enough to not be raped, I guess. But not as much as it seemed like it was going to be. When she says, I've got a lot of money, I was like expecting her to have a bit more than that. Peter's the ringleader. He agrees. He's like,
the others are very disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. And Peter turns to Lars and he says to her, she just saved your ass, literally.
Yeah.
And then you go out of a scene like that, go out on a funny line. It's a really weird scene. It was a little bit too much for me, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I'm actually feeling for this guy that I don't like. Lars is crying his eyes out at the end of this scene.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
literally in bits. Cut away from that scene, and then we go back to this film being a comedy.
Yeah, the three criminals are just chilling.
Yeah, they're just
watching
chilling.
TV, drinking some beers.
It's night time. Lars and Lisa are still tied up downstairs in the basement. Roy's getting his ass sewn up by Dave.
Oh, yeah, he's pulling a shot out of his
Yeah, because he got shot in the bum cheeks earlier. So he's like kind of laying prone over Dave's legs and Dave's sewing his ass up.
What is this movie?
I don't know. I really don't. This is what we said. This is why we said to people, you need to watch this before we talk about it, because it will not make any sense. Then they kind of, these three have escaped from prison together. They don't seem to know each other that well.
I think they've been rolling together for a little while.
I got the feeling Roy and Dave had, and Peter was like...
No, Dave and Peter.
Oh, I was thinking Roy and Dave.
Oh, okay.
I thought Peter, they'd just kind of got under his wing because he's the leader. Because Roy says to Peter, how many people have you killed? He
says I heard a lot of stories about you while we were inside.
He seems like...
One of them, he says, how many people did you kill?
Yeah.
And Peter says, well, what have you heard? And Roy says, well, I heard you killed one of the gangs you were running with.
Yeah.
You killed them all.
All of them. Yeah.
And Peter doesn't deny it.
No, he says
if people are useful, I'll keep them around.
If these guys had no value,
I
didn't need them. Which makes Roy panic, and he's like, have I got value?
Yeah.
Because he's terrified of Peter as well. Lars and Lisa are downstairs. They have a bit of a chat about how they managed to get into this situation.
They do a little reminisce of when they might actually have liked each other.
Yeah, because he's like, I thought we'd always be a team when we first met.
She kind of apologises.
She does apologise.
She says it didn't mean anything.
Yeah. She apologises to him for the affair.
But Lars is still being a dickhead because he ignores her.
You have to look around before you said that.
No, that's when it caught my eye.
I can't say dickhead. No. There's nobody here.
But he doesn't reciprocate.
No, he doesn't say a word in this scene. She's just talking and he's completely silent in this whole scene. And it's
the little things like that made me feel a bit more towards her than him.
Yeah, I agree. I'm much more towards her than him.
Yeah.
Much more. All the while she's talking, he's eyeballing, there's a billiard table or a pool table down there. And he's eyeballing the balls in the pocket. And he manages to kick one out and it lands on the floor.
Yeah.
And then just as he does that, the scene cuts away. So we kind of get the idea that he's about to...
I think she's dropped off to sleep.
Yeah, she's fell asleep, I think. So he starts then making a commotion. He starts kicking up a stink, which wakes Lisa up. And Lisa's like, what the fuck are you doing? They'll come down here. But he's knocking things over. He's screaming. He's shouting for them to come down. So they send Roy down. Roy, the great big Nazi blonde dude. I send him down. Lars tells him I need the toilet.
Yeah, he says, I've got to do a shit.
Yeah. So he's like, can't do that here. there's a toilet literally just there. He just untie me, follow me to the toilet. And he does. He cuts him free, takes him to the toilet. Then Roy's like, I know Peter's agreed to this no raping rule to Lisa, but can I just see your boobs while I jerk it a little bit, is what he says. And I'm like, okay, like, that's just creepy. That's weird.
She doesn't say no. And then he's like, I'll clear it with Peter.
Yeah, let me clear it with Peter first, just to make sure that I'll still get the money. He's a bit dim, this guy, but again, it was like, it's so strange. All the while, Lars is in the toilet. When he comes out of the toilet, he's only got one sock on.
Yeah.
And Roy notices this, looks down, and as he looks down, Lars cracks him over the head with a sock full of billiard balls.
He does.
And knocks him out, completely out.
And this is, again, same. Reason why I felt Lars was just totally unsympathetic. He doesn't untie Lisa.
No, he doesn't untie Lisa. Lisa's begging him to untie her, like, quietly. And he walks past her, walks upstairs, slowly. But Roy's knife happens to have fallen very close to Lisa.
Yeah.
So she manages to cut herself free and she follows him upstairs. Then he's completely disappeared. Yes, I don't know where he went. He's just disappeared. So we stay with Lisa. And she manages to sneak past the other two guys who are watching the TV.
Yeah.
And she manages to get out to a car, but she can't find any car keys.
She can't.
Because there's a few cars there. These guys have turned up. They haven't turned up in a car, but Lisa and Lars did turn up in a car. And Victor's car's still there. But she can't find the car key, so she goes back into the cottage to see if she can find the car key.
Yeah, by this time, Peter and Dave have moved downstairs. They've found Roy.
Roy wakes up.
So they're all in the basement.
I've written, Roy's fine, possibly immortal. He's fine again. Shows no real ill effects to that headshot for the rest of the film. So they decide to split up. They're like, right, Roy, you go one way. Me and Dave will go the other way. We need to find these guys. I've written here, don't know where Lars is. He's just disappeared.
Yeah, they send Roy down the driveway, don't they? And the other two stick together.
Roy's batteries in his flashlight give out.
Yeah.
So he heads back to the cabin
to get some
more batteries. And when he gets there, he finds Lisa in the kitchen.
Yeah, she's
who's just managed to find a key.
I think it's the boat.
It is the boat keys that she finds.
And the first thing he says to her is, "Right, deal's off."
Yeah. I'm probably going to rape you now.
Yeah.
Because the money's not going to happen. But she's like, okay, let's do this. I'm interested.
Yeah.
She kind of stringing him on, basically.
Yeah.
She's like buying herself some time. She's like, yeah, fine. Let's go run away together.
I didn't want to say it in front of the
others. I didn't want to say it in front of the other guys. You're really hot, blah, blah, blah. She's doing all this because she can see Lars sneaking up behind him. Just as Lars is about to knife Roy in the back of the head, he kicks a shotgun shell that's on the floor.
Yeah.
Disturbs Roy. Roy spins around. And Lars slices him open across the chest.
Yeah, right over his pecs.
Right, yeah. He basically slices his pecs open. So blood starts spurting out. They all have a fight now.
Roy just beats the shit out of
both of them. Yeah. I've written it's a comedy fight. They're basically throwing each other through tables.
It is, but it's gory.
But it's also really gory.
There's blood
People
everywhere.
People are flying.
There's chokes. She gets choked.
There's wrestling moves. There's all sorts going on. Roy can literally make these two guys fly across the kitchen. He's throwing. At one point, I think
Lars
he has
gets
both
pummeled.
over. Yeah, he does.
Absolutely pummeled in the face.
He does. And it ends with a death.
Yeah.
We lose a character at this point.
This is the third time we've had a wrestle over a gun in this movie.
Yeah.
And I found it less effective each time.
So Lisa's unconscious on the floor. Lars and Roy are wrestling over a shotgun. Lisa then jumps on Roy's back.
Yeah.
Lars manages to point the shotgun at his head, pulls the trigger, blows Roy's head off. This shotgun disturbs Peter and Dave from whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
They come back into the house. They find Roy's body, which very much upsets Dave. He starts crying.
He does.
I feel like there was some sort of relationship going on there between the two of them. They were horny boys. Queer Dave was well up for a bit of Roy, I think. He says, what did Roy ever do to anyone?
Yeah.
This guy's tattoos are all swastikas, pretty much. I think he's done quite a lot to a lot of people. Lars and Lisa head upstairs. They're hiding in a cupboard.
Yeah.
In the same bedroom that they were in earlier.
And Lars is finally apologises for being a fuck up.
Yeah, I've written here, this is his turn to apologise now. Because he admits this is all my fault.
Yeah.
If we hadn't have come here, this would never have happened. They can hear Peter coming. They They can hear Peter approaching.
Yes.
He's got a knife.
Lars says, look, I'm just going to jump at him.
Yeah.
You run.
You run. I'll attack him. Yeah. You get out of here.
Get to the boat.
He gives her the boat. She's still got the boat keys. So they do. He dives out of the cupboard. He attacks Peter, lands on him. Lisa runs off. Something causes more of the ceiling to collapse.
It's a gun again.
The gun goes off.
It's a fourth wrestle over a gun.
Okay. So the gun hits the ceiling. More of the ceiling comes down.
Yeah.
And Peter's face gets covered in poo.
Yeah, it's Roy's shit.
From earlier on.
Chekhov's shit.
The juvenile comedy's back.
Yeah.
We're back to juvenile comedy. That lands on his face.
Lisa, meanwhile...
Which gives Lars a chance to escape.
Yeah, and Lisa absolutely cannonballs out the front door, right through Horstick Dave.
Dave Horstick.
Yeah.
She does. She literally takes him down. She runs straight into him. And Peter goes all fucking Jason on us. Jason Voorhees. Because he just walks through the upstairs window and jumps out of the window.
Yeah.
Through the glass, through the wood, everything.
Again, Lars takes another absolute pummeling.
Yeah, basically lands on Lars.
I
don't even know how he still got a face. He basically lands on Lars and just beats the crap out of him. Until Lisa manages to stick a spike through
It's
Peter.
a rake.
A rake through Peter.
But every point goes in. She buried this rake in his side.
Literally buried it in him. He pulls it out like a fucking immortal god again.
Yeah,
I've written here. Who are these guys?
And his side is now just like a sprinkler.
Yeah, his blood's pissing out from about 8 different holes. Peter's done. Peter's like, I am done with you two guys.
Yeah, I'm not messing around now.
He's like, I've killed a lot of people in a lot of ways, but I've never put anybody's head in a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Hence the lawnmower from earlier. So he powers up the lawnmower, turns it upside down, and he manages to grab Lars's head, and he holds it right above the blades of this lawnmower that's going round. But Lars is obviously fighting back. There's all sorts of shit going on. Suddenly, a car appears.
There's a honk.
A honking horn. Lars twigs this. He manages to push Peter off him, straight into the path of this oncoming car, and the car runs him over, takes him down. And we get a cut back to 6 hours earlier.
We do. Now this is, again, going back to the... We've gone from the sort of stupid slapstick comedy. This is now, I feel like, the next 5 minutes, we're watching All at Sea again.
Yeah.
It's like old people.
Old men saving the day.
How funny are old people? I
So
did actually quite like the old neighbour.
There's like an elderly next door neighbour of the cabin who was brilliant.
Never mentioned before since. There's
Just
nothing near this cabin, by the way.
No.
Apart from this guy who just trundles past in his mobility scooter.
He's got a tiny little mobility scooter come car type deal. I don't really know what it was. And he's trundling past the cabin and he notices some lights on. And this is earlier in the day, remember? Presumably before Lisa and Lars got there, but after the guys got there,
Possibly.
I assume. So he goes home and he's a bit of a busybody, I think. It's the middle of the night. He calls Lars' dad, Mikael, because he owns the cabin. And he basically gives Lars' dad, it's like 4 a.m, I think he says. He gives Lars' dad this whole life story.
Yeah, it's like, I was down to the pharmacy. It made me chuckle.
It was very funny.
It was like, I went down to the pharmacy because I didn't know if I had pills, so I thought I'd better get some more, and it turned out I had more pills, but I thought, well, I'll get them anyway, and it's open late, so what else am I going to do at this time? And it's
just going on for ages. Yeah. And he's got a really wobbly face.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excess
very
skin.
Jowly.
He's very jowly. There's a lot of excess skin on his face.
Why are you ringing me? What's going on?
What the fuck? Why are you ringing me at 4 a.m?
Then he says, well, there's lights on at your cabin, the door's open.
Eventually he gets there,
yeah.
Mikael's like, he hangs the phone up on him and he's like, oh, fucking kids. He's like, I'm done with Lars. I'm going to go. I'm going to have to go up there, blah, blah, blah. Something's going on in my cabin. So he goes out to the nurse who's waiting out because he's in this retirement complex. Then he asks the nurse, tells the nurse he's leaving. The nurse is like, go back to bed. You silly senile old man. You're not leaving here. So he knocks the nurse out with his crutch.
He does, yeah.
And he steals his car keys. Or it wasn't a car, it was a homo-mobile. That's what he described it as.
Yeah, forgot about that.
He steals his homo-mobile.
Because it's an electric car.
It's an electric car, yeah, which he doesn't realise. Then there's a whole montage of him trying to get to this cabin.
Yeah.
He runs out of electricity at one point.
Yes.
And he goes to a gas station, can't obviously fill it up with petrol, so he ends up having to plug it in. There's a whole comedy scene of a silly old man not knowing how to drive an electric car. But eventually we come back up to where we are.
Yeah.
Modern day, I guess.
And he runs Petter over.
He runs Petter over, gets out of the car, grabs a gun, manages to blow a hole in Dave's knee.
Yes.
with the
Oh,
shotgun.
yeah, that was pretty grisly as
It
well.
really was. Before Peter manages to stab him.
Yeah.
They have a scuffle. The scuffle ends with...
Mikhail bites the end of Peter's
he
nose
does,
off.
yeah. He bites the end of his nose. This man's in his 70s, he must be. Probably even more.
Yeah.
And eventually they're fighting and Peter just drops him on this upturned lawnmower that's still going.
Yeah, stomach
chest first.
Yeah.
So his whole chest gets ripped open by the lawnmower blades. And that's the end of that fight. In all of this kerfuffle, Lars and Lisa have managed to drive off in the homo mobile.
No attempt to rescue his dad.
No, fuck his dad. He's not interested. He's getting out of there. Peter, though, manages to shoot at the car and they crash it into a tree. Literally just down the road. So Lars says to Lisa, get to the boat. Because this is all he wants her to do for some reason. Which she does. She runs off. She leaves Lars, gets back to... And he's like, I'm going back. I'm going to finish this off. So she goes to the boat. The boat won't start, obviously. Meanwhile, Dave's in the lounge of the cabin trying to fix his leg up.
Yeah, he's trying to bandage his knee.
He's got the first aid kit out, fixed it all out. There's a really, really horrible scene now because Dave manages to bandage his leg up, strap it all up, and he puts it up on the table. And he's like...
Yeah, raising his foot.
He's like, oh, no more pain. And then, mysteriously, Lars just appears to be standing next to him.
He does, yeah.
I don't know where he came from. And he just raises his foot up and stamps down on Dave's knee, bending it backwards.
Breaks the wrong way.
And I'm like, wow, that was pretty gruesome. It's also revealed at this point that Mikhail isn't dead. That he's also a superhero. He's survived this run-in with this lawnmower. And he's kind of slowly crawling across the lawn. Lisa, there's a shitload going on at this point of this film, by the way. It's constant.
It's insane.
It's insane. It's just so much in your face. Lisa manages to get to the boathouse. She is being followed by Peter. He confronts her inside this boathouse.
He just smacks her up, knocks her out.
Again. She manages to throw a bucket of fishing lures at him, and they all stick in his face. So for the rest of this film now, he looks like a pirate. So he's got like everything pierced on his face. Peter still wants the money. He's like, take me on your boat to this bank. I want this money. Lars is still pissing about with Dave. Dave's screaming for his leg. Lars has got a shotgun to his head now. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to shoot you in the head.
No.
So he drags the shotgun down his body, points it at Dave's horse dick, and shoots him in the dick.
Yeah, he does.
Basically, shoots his dick off.
We never see Dave again.
We don't see Dave again. That is the end of Horse Dick Dave.
Mikhail crawls his way to his hammock.
Yeah. So Mikhail had this house built.
Yeah.
Ooh, sirens. Mikhail had this house built when he was younger. And he says at the beginning of the film that he had it built the wrong way round. Because most people have a cabin over a lake built so you can watch the sunset. But he's always much preferred to watch the sunrise.
That's right.
So that's why the house faces the way it does. So he lies in his hammock and he watches the sunrise from his hammock. Lars comes out to have his last final scene with his dad. His dad tells him that he's proud of him for all this murdering that he's been doing the last couple of hours.
Yeah.
And he dies whilst watching the sun come up in his hammock. That's the end of Mikhail. As Mikhail dies, Lars hears the boat start revving up.
Yeah, they're off.
They're off. Peter and Lisa are leaving on the boat. So Lars becomes a superhero again.
Yeah, all action hero now.
All action heroes.
Because there just happens to be the rope. They didn't pull the rope into the boat. It's hanging out on the dock.
Yep. He grabs a rope.
He's like foot water skis behind the boat.
Behind the boat, and also swims
and pulls
towards the boat whilst also pulling him. I'm pretty sure that's impossible, but he manages to get onto the boat from doing this.
Yeah, and we have a three-way.
And we have a three-way fight again. There's a lot more fighting going on. The fight goes on. It's a lot of fighting. Lisa eventually sprays Peter with the fire extinguisher from the boat, which slows him down. Then there's a really... This made me laugh again. She gets a flare gun. She always say a fight on a boat will always end in a flare gun fight.
It does.
So she's pointing this flare gun at his head, shoots the flare gun. He just moves out of the way and his shoot flies straight past him. And he's like...
He just like shrugs.
What the fuck? But then Lars grabs him from behind, grabs his arm.
How is Lars this strong after everything he's been through?
Because he's a Superman. But they all are superheroes. He grabs Peter's arm, pushes Peter's arm into the water, and he gets it tangled up in the propeller.
Yeah.
The propeller of the boat, which is still working because the boat's still moving, whilst his arm's being ripped off by it. He comes back up and he's got an arm off.
He has.
Peter's missing an arm.
Just a fleshy stump.
He's still fighting though. He's still holding on. But then Lisa manages to.
Peter's choking Lars with his one hand.
Yeah. Lisa then finds the bag of rocks that Lars found that put on the boat earlier on. She manages to get them around his neck, and he gets all tangled up in the rope and the bag of rocks, and she throws him overboard. So Peter heads to the bottom of the lake. He sinks because of all these rocks and this rope that he's tangled up in. But unfortunately, Lars also is tangled up in this rope.
Yeah, his foot's in the other end of the rope.
Yeah, so as Peter sinks, Lars gets pulled over as well. He's going under. Lisa manages to grab him.
Yeah.
And hold up the weight of 2 men underwater.
And a bag of rocks.
And
gravity.
Yes. So she's kind of saving Lars' life at this point.
She's like, do I let him go?
In her eyes, you can see her thinking, this is my opportunity to kill this guy.
Yeah.
This is what I've come here for. Do I want to be doing this still? And she actually decides to save him.
Yeah.
So she pulls him up onto this boat because she's
Remarkable
also Superwoman. Remarkable strength. Manages to untie his foot from the rope. Saves his life. Saves the life of the man she was going to kill.
They sort of collapse in the back of the boat.
They do. We cut away to a little bit later on. They're kind of regrouping, sitting on the deck outside the house because they're the only 2 people still alive. Lars says the police are an hour and a half away.
Yep.
And she says to him, earlier in the basement, how did you smuggle those billiard balls into the toilet?
Yeah.
And he kind of just looks at her, and we know that he had put them all up his ass.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then he says, look, what was the point? We're still
fucked. Yeah.
We've still got no money.
Yeah.
You were right. In a couple of months, we're done.
Yeah. And then you suddenly see Lisa has an idea.
She says, well, at least we're alive.
Yep. And then something twinkles in her eye, and she can see she's had a thought. Something's going on. And then randomly the film cuts to 3 hours and 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Very accurate. I like it. There's police everywhere.
Yeah, it's a full-on crime scene.
Crime scene.
Flashing lights everywhere.
There's also news crews everywhere.
Yeah.
There's people everywhere.
And they're both being interviewed on TV.
Yeah.
And they are acting.
They're both acting. They're both very much telling their story, flying their arms around, giving the full works to what's going on. And it's made them famous. We get a montage now of them becoming more and more famous. They're doing the chat show circuit.
We even get like the old, well, they don't spin, but they may as well be spinning
newspaper headlines. Yeah.
And it's like bidding war for script rights.
Yeah.
Record-breaking movie deal.
Yeah. It's all kicking
for horror couple.
This is all intertwined with them being on different all glammed up on different chat shows with different chat show hosts. It's going to be a film. It's been sold for millions to Hollywood is one of the headlines.
Yeah.
And then the last scene of the film very much mirrors the first scene of the film. We are making a film. We're in the basement again.
We're doing the rape scene.
We're doing the rape scene again because that's what we need. With 3 different... Lisa's in the scene.
Yeah.
She's
playing herself.
She's playing herself. Lars is being played by somebody else. Peter, Roy and Dave are all being played by other people. And Lars is directing.
Yeah.
And that is where this film ends.
Yeah.
This film is a fucking trip.
Oh, man.
What did you think, Nick?
It's crazy. I really liked some of it. But I didn't like all of it.
I'd agree with that.
It's I'm going to say it straight away. It reminded me so much of All My Friends Are Dead from a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
And to cut to the chase, I liked that better.
That's a better film. The
DNA of this is so similar.
Yeah.
It is just quiet, tick, tick, tick. You know something is going to happen, and when it goes...
Then it goes. And it fucking goes.
It's so similar. But I couldn't fucking stand Lars.
No, same.
Honestly.
I just couldn't get on board with him at all.
I kind of wish you'd have dropped him.
Yeah, same.
Off the boat.
Yeah.
Really unlikable character.
Really unlikable.
Look, some of the action scenes were great. The fight scenes were great.
Some of the comedy's great.
Yeah, the gore. Why wasn't it like that all the way through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really... All I thought about for this film all day today is that rape scene. Because it's horrible. There's no two ways about it. It's completely different tonally to the rest of the film.
Yeah, and it's weird I'm criticising it because everyone in it does a great job.
Yeah.
The criminals are actually really threatening because up until then they'd been quite comedy. And they are after. But they're really threatening. They're great. And Lars and Lisa are also great. They're terrified. They're doing proper acting.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's just like...
You really believe that they would have destroyed that guy. They would have literally ripped him a new one. And it was a really tough watch, I thought that scene was. And it's completely out of place in this film. And it really took me out of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I enjoyed it after that point.
It's difficult to then to switch back to
literally
gory but light-hearted
literally
comedy.
2 scenes later, some poo falls on Peter's head.
Yeah.
It's like you've taken me on. That's one extreme to the other in the world of film,
and I don't think you've really earned that.
No, I don't think they did. That rape scene's a really good fit. It's a really good scene. It's a really well acted scene. It's really well written. You really do feel for them, but it is not part of this film.
I will say how amazing Noomi Rapace is in this.
Yeah, 100%.
She's brilliant.
She's by far the best thing in it.
Yeah,
she's
great in this.
Yeah,
she's when she's a bitch, she's great. When she's terrified in that scene, she's great. She's great at the comedy.
Yeah,
I thought she was outstanding.
Agreed. I can't say that about anybody else in it. The guy who played Peter was all right.
I think how those guys went from comedy to threatening, but then it's like I say again, it's flipping then back to that.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, it's not the same.
No, I cannot tell you how harrowing that scene is.
But I would say to a lot of people, go and watch this film.
Yeah,
it has to be seen to be believed. To be honest,
yeah,
it's fucking it's out there.
Yeah, it really is. It's batshit crazy.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
And overall, I'm glad I watched it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad I've seen it.
Not what I was expecting.
No, it really wasn't what I was expecting.
It's an absolute ride. This movie.
It really is. It reminded me a lot of what was the film last season or the season before with Bill Skarsgård in that one. Villains.
It's
like, a very similar tone to that.
It's that on
drugs.
Yeah,
it's that, but dialed up to 11. Yeah.
But honestly, it's so much.
All My Friends Are Dead is a great comparison because it is
reminded me
very
so
similar
much
to that.
Because again, it's the gore, the violence, it's there. But that was more of an ensemble cast that.
Cast?
I don't know what happened to my voice now. Which is, you're not supposed to like everyone, but it does have something there that you can root for.
Yeah.
I didn't root for anyone. I wasn't really rooting for anyone in this.
No.
And I think that's why I didn't quite connect with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'd agree with that.
But I can still admire it and say, this bit was good, this bit was good, that was well acted, this was well choreographed, it was really well put together.
I think you said it quite well before we started recording. You were like, I feel like I enjoyed this film, but I've seen it done better.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way I can describe it, because All My Friends Are Dead are better. Outlaws is better. There are films like this. Tucker and Dale versus Evil is a great comparison to it as well. It's a great film it's this film but done better. Yeah. It's a good film, but there are better examples of this genre of film out there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a good place to leave that.
I'm happy.
What's the best thing about it?
Noomi Rapace.
100%. There's not even any argument on that. She's by far the best thing about it.
Yeah.
What would you change about it? It's a really interesting question.
Do you know one thing we haven't mentioned?
Yeah.
I think you could trim it.
It is too long. 100%. It's nearly 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit tighter in the middle.
I think so.
Can we lose the rape scene? Does the film lose anything with losing it? Make them imply it and not necessarily do it?
Does it have to be? I don't know. I'm mixed on that because it is really good acting.
The joke on it, the joke of that scene is
it's not worth the payoff is not worth it.
The joke is we're going to rape this woman. Oh no, we're going to go for the guy because that's funnier. But then to actually, that's fine because it's a joke. It's fine. It's in poor taste maybe. But then to actually follow it up,
8 minutes of harrowing
screaming. This guy's screaming for his life
until she goes, "Oh, I've got this money."
Yeah. I think that you can imply you're going to do it, make that joke, maybe make a few more jokes, and then stop. She stops it with the money. I don't think this film loses anything by not having that scene in it.
Or
it actually probably gains something because you.
I just took that scene out, the whole film into it after that.
Yeah, I did as well. So if you take that scene out of it, the whole film's just a comedy. It lurches between different styles of comedy.
Yeah, potentially.
But it maybe would flow a little bit better as a comedy.
I think you've got to do something to make Lars more sympathetic.
Yes, yeah.
Because all those little things we talked about, he doesn't untie. It's not enough for him right at the end to go, I apologise, I realise I am an idiot. It's too little, too late.
Considering he spends 8 minutes begging for his life and not being raped, you still don't really feel for him.
Yeah.
So it tells you how much this character's not likeable. But I think if I was going to change it, I would at least change that scene, if not take it out altogether.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Cool. Do you want to talk stream table?
Yeah, I do.
It's going to be an interesting one, this one. Do you want me to?
Yeah, sure.
Want me to run through? So currently we have 10 films in the stream table. Currently at number 10 is Set Up. Number 9 is 8 Remains. 8 is Target. 7 is Comes a Bright Day. 6 is The Land of Steady Habits. 5 is The Parts You Lose. 4 is All at Sea. 3 is Body Cam. 2 is Pentagram. And 1 is The Summit of the Gods. Where's this going there?
I think this is fairly straightforward.
Okay.
I think it's the second best film we've seen.
Oh,
this season.
Okay.
I think when all is said and done, it has got loads of problems, but I think it's second. It's not. It doesn't get close to Summit of the Gods for me.
No, it isn't. Sam is not going to keep his winning streak of wildcard winning up this season.
But I think all in all, it's the second best film we've seen.
I have my issues with it. I don't have a good relationship with comedy, as we know. But it's difficult to argue that. I'm not going to lie. It's tough. I have a lot of fond memories of Pentagram, but I think you're right. I think just
the acting alone
wins it, doesn't it?
This, we haven't really mentioned. We've mentioned a couple of times that the scenery is beautiful, but it is really well shot.
Yeah, it is. It's a proper film.
Yeah, it's not a 6.9.
It's not a 6.9.
Going back circling right back around.
It's not a 6.9.
But I think on balance,
yeah, it's hard to
probably
argue.
Sit second.
Considering all I've done for the last half an hour is abuse it, that shows you the strength of this stream table that we've got. Is that I think you're right. I think it is. I think it does have to go second.
Yeah.
Unlucky for Sam Mulholland is not keeping his wildcard winning streak up this season. It's over, Sam. Game over.
Well, there's still a few more wildcards.
Still a few more to go. Yeah, the top of the stream is wide open.
Yeah.
The Summit of the Gods is a great film, but it's entirely beatable.
I think so.
I genuinely do. We've got 14 films left in this season.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. So second.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for them. Well, that just leaves us one more thing to do. I don't know where my phone is. We need to pick next week's film.
Let's do it.
What are you after?
I would like... I'm pretty sure there's not any of these on the list. I don't know, actually. There might be. The list is pretty big. Oh, no, musical.
A musical?
Yeah, no, a musical for ages.
I've only ever done 2?
2 or 3?
2?
3?
3?
2 or 3.
Is Arlo the Alligator Boy a musical?
I would have said so.
Yeah, 3 then. Okay, so you want me to press the button?
Please do.
It has picked a film called Hard Times.
Okay.
Any ideas?
No, sounds fairly generic from just the title alone.
The title on the poster doesn't say Hard Times, so that's always fun when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. Amazing how often we see that.
The title on the poster says Holy Water, an arousing comedy.
Okay.
It's from 2009.
Okay.
For some reason, it's called Holy Water on its poster, but the IMDb and Netflix both have it as Hard Times. Do you want a synopsis?
Yes, please.
It's a comedy crime. It's a 15, runs for an hour and a half. It's Irish. The village of Kilcollins Leap was once a thriving spa town home to a famous holy well, but now offers little employment for its people, and its decline seems inevitable. When local postie Podger Bynes comes up with a plan to hijack a consignment of Viagra and sell it on the open market in Amsterdam, his friends are desperate enough to try it. Not counting on the muscular response of Viagra's makers, the boys panic and hide the lorry load of Viagra down the town's holy well.
Okay. I don't know what life is anymore. Sounds just as crazy as this week's.
Lots of men getting aroused.
Yeah.
In this film.
Fine.
It's an Irish comedy from 2009.
I feel like we've not been to Ireland for a while.
We haven't. We usually do well in Ireland.
From our early days, we went a few times. So
We did.
Yeah, cool.
Why not?
Well up for it.
Will you be? So yeah, go out and watch Hard Times, and in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, you can do that at bottomofthestream@gmail.com. And if you want to check out our website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you will find every episode we've ever recorded. You'll find all 7 stream tables. You'll find loads of other cool stuff, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream.
I thought you were going to cough.
I wasn't. I was going to burp.
Tea towel.
Tea towel. Why not? I think you can actually get one.
Yeah, I think you actually
can. Yeah, do all that, and then check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. On there for a couple of quid every month, you will get early access to episodes. You will get bonus episodes. Nick writes a newsletter every month. And if you come in at the top level, you'll get a wild card, which means you can do what Sam's just done, pick the film that we watch, and we will see if you can win the wild card race.
You sure can. If you can spare a few minutes, please leave us a review or rating anywhere you can review or rate podcasts. That could be Podbean, Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, absolutely anywhere, because we're at all of those places. It really helps spread the word and get more listeners to our little show.
It does indeed. Nick's really hungry and he wants to go because he cut me off before I mentioned Discord. If you want to check us out on Discord, the Discord link is in the show notes. On there, we have loads of fun chats. We have watch-alongs, we play games, all sorts of fun stuff goes on.
Yeah. All I would say on the Discord, do come, do join. It's a great time. We were going to have a watch-along.
Yeah.
Which we've had to postpone.
We have had to postpone.
And there's a very cool and special reason why.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to leave you with.
Yeah, that's a teaser. We can't really reveal the reason why, but you will find out very soon.
Yeah.
Everybody will find out soon. Not just the people in the Discord. Everybody will find out very soon.
We've got some cool stuff coming.
We have got something cool coming for you, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So yeah, do all of that. Then we'll be back on Monday for The Wave. Next Thursday for the movie show on Hard Times. Is that what it's called? And then we might be back at some point, at some other point as well. Who knows? We'll see. So yeah, do all of that. Go and watch Hard Times and we'll be back next week.
Cheers.
Bye.